DeaconLive.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, are you ready for Poolmageddon, the chlorine shortage of 2021? And we'll dive into the secret behind Dogecoin. And is Cinco de Mayo going away here in the United States? And have you ever seen a gentle koala get mad? Well, stay tuned for that as well. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. I'll figure out the name of the show here eventually. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? Are you doing all right? It's getting warmer out there. It's getting a little hot. It's getting a little humid. We had some big storms rolling through here recently. I hope everyone's doing okay, and I hope you're doing all right. Now, as far as us here on the French, now, for those of you who don't know, we live on 22 some odd acres just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And we have, goats and neighbors got goats. We've got horses and cows and chickens and dogs and cats and all the stuff that come in between and go in and out of that. And so we're isolated. So we have to travel anywhere, a great distance to go out to eat or anything like that. And so my wife and I, it's happened recently now that they've kind of lifted some of the mask mandates here in the, in our little town that we live in. I'm trying to fix some stuff here so you guys can see everything at the same time. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So what we try to do is when we go out on Saturday, we like to take a moment or two and stop by and pay patronage to some of the local places, the local eateries and stuff. And so we'll go out and do some things and then stop and have a small bite to eat. And maybe a couple beers and stuff, and have a little appetizer, and then a light lunch, and then head back on the road. And I told you last week about the chicken wing shortage. So we stopped at this one place called Southern Roots. It's a really, really nice place. Could be a little bit, I don't know. There's something about it that it doesn't fit in just right with me just yet. But for the most part, it's a great place to eat. They got great food. They got great drink specials. For those of you who don't know, you're not allowed to have drink specials like happy hour here in the Carolinas. It's got to happen like from doors open to doors closed. So if you want $2 Miller Lite drafts, it's got to happen from doors open to doors closed. There's no like 2-for-1s or anything like that. So anyway, so we're sitting there. And my wife and I were sitting at the high top, the high top by the bar. They don't allow people to sit at the bar yet. So I'm sitting there with my wife, and we're sitting there, and I'm like going, you know what? That I want some wings. I want some wings. And it just so happens the guy next tabletop over, next floor high top next to us, had some chicken wings. And he must have had, I'm like looking at him, he must have had 20 of them on his plate, and they were completely stripped, deboned, everything. He looked like he had his fill of them. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking over my shoulder at him and his food. And he had a couple Budweisers, and he kind of leans over to me. He's like, their chicken wings are the best. I'm like, you know what? I was just thinking that. I'm going to get some chicken wings because I haven't had chicken wings in a long time. So I did. My wife's like, well, what am I going to have? Are we going to share something? Yes, we'll share something, but I want chicken wings for my lunch. Okay, and I'll get a wrap. All right. So I order the chicken wings, and I'm looking at the sauces, and I'm looking at it, and it says mild. And then the next one is Carolina Reaper, and then like teriyaki, honey mustard, garlic, something, I don't know. It wasn't a spice or anything, or not a spice. It was just like lemon pepper, I think was one of them, and then something else. And I go, oh man, I don't want to get like mild wings because I like a little heat, not a lot, just a little heat. But it goes like mild. Normally they have after mild, what do they have? They have hot or house hot or something like that. But they just went from mild to Carolina Reaper. And then all the other, what the girls eat. When I say the girls eat, teriyaki, lemon pepper, orange tangerine, watermelon. I don't know what girls eat. don't know what girls eat on their chicken wings. I just know that I want either hot wings or hot mild wings or barbecue or something like that. So I looked at her. The waitress comes over, and she says, what can I get you? We'll get an appetizer. We'll get your shrimps. And for lunch, she'll have the chicken wrap, fiesta wrap, I think it's called, or something like that. And I'll have wings. How would you like them? I just looked at her and I said, I just want them hot. That's all I want. Thinking in my mind that she's going to concoct some kind of hot thing in the back that doesn't mean Carolina Reaper. So we're sitting there, we're eating our appetizer. The wings, they got a real nice sauce on them, so I'm eating their fried shrimp. Christ, a whole friggin' boat. I mean a boat, like a fry boat. You know, the red with the plastic red thing with the lattice all. I mean, a whole thing of those shrimp. And they were big. What do they call them? 2130s? Something like that? You guys know what I'm talking about. So we're sitting there eating those, and all of a sudden, you know, I say all of a sudden. So here comes the food. You guys ready for you? Yeah, I'll take another Miller Lite. She'll take another Mick Ultra. So she puts the wings down in front of me, and she puts the wrap down over there for my wife. And before I could say anything, my wife goes, "Whoo! I can smell those." And I'm like going, in my head, I'm like going, I know you can smell them. They're the fucking Carolina Reaper wings. And I'm like going, what the hell? I've never had Carolina Reaper wings. I don't know. I always hear horrible stories. That's like, you know, you got mild, you got your jalapenos, you got your banana peppers, jalapenos, poblanos, habanero. It's about as hot as I want to go. Then there's like a ghost pepper, and then Carolina Reaper. The name itself makes you want to kill yourself. Reaper is in the name. Like Reaper, like R.I.P., see you later, I'm out of here. So I sit there and I go, all right, well, enjoy. She walks away. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at them, and they're smothered and covered is what they call them. I'm looking at them and I'm like, all right, here we go. Take a sip of my beer. She brings me a brand new beer. Take a sip of that. And she's like, go ahead, honey. And I go, shh, don't rush me. You're going to mess everything up. Don't rush me. So I grab one, and I'm like, how bad can it be? Now, I put blue cheese on mine. You know, you can split the whole your audience by some people like wings, some people like flats. There's an argument between ranch and blue cheese. I'll do blue cheese all day long. Ranch, screw that. I'll put ranch on my salad. Blue cheese, this is the only thing I put blue cheese on out of everything in my whole culinary rotisserie of things that I eat. So I take the wing, and I just kind of tip it in the blue cheese. And I take a bite, and I'm eating. Oh, it's not that bad. Nope. 2 seconds later, bead of sweat on my head, and I've got a hat on. Take another bite. More beads of sweat. I'm like, babe, I'm sorry. I've got to take my hat off. You know I didn't comb my hair this morning. She's like, no, go ahead. So I put the wing down, and I have, because I'm a professional, I have a stack of napkins to wipe my fingers off with, my hands, and then I've got a stack of napkins to wipe my forehead off with. You see where I'm going? Because you don't want to wipe your head with the same damn napkin that you were wiping your mouth with. Then you get hot sauce all over your forehead, and your eyes are burning, you can't see, and someone's got to drive you home. So I'm sitting there eating them, and she's like, how are they? I'm like, they are fucking hot. I can barely breathe. I thought I was maintaining my composure. Why, honey? They are delicious as ever. You know, I wish I could eat these every day. In my mind, I'm like going, don't pass out. Keep breathing. Because, it's Caspian is what gives it the hot stuff. It's the Caspian that, what's Caspian, Deacon? It's what they put in goddamn pepper spray. That's why they call it pepper spray. And you spray your victims or whatever, your assailant, you spray them with the pepper spray. So, shit, it's in my eyes. I can't do anything. This is what I'm eating. I'm eating, military grade freaking pepper spray. So I'm sitting there sweating, and my wife's like, you know what's funny? She's like, I've seen you eat hot wings before, and I've heard about people sweating when they eat hot stuff. I've never seen you sweat and eating hot stuff at the same time like that. She's like, "Are you okay?" She kept going, "Are you okay?" I got to a point where I'm like, "I'm okay." Eat your wings. Eat your wrap. Eat your food. I'm fine. I said, "Do you want to try it?" "No, I don't want to try it. I'm fine. I'm fine." I'm like, "Okay." So I get down to, it's a boat of 10. So I get the 10 off the top. Now I'm sorry. There's 10 in the boat. So I get the 5 off the top. You know what I'm talking? They pile them up. So now I got the 5 down on the bottom. Now the 5 on the bottom have been sitting in the sauce for as long as it took me to eat the 5 on the top. And so I'm like, and I'm wiping wipe my hands off with one napkin, put that over there, and then I grab the other napkin that's sitting on my left-hand side, and I'm patting my forehead to wipe it off. And not for nothing, there was a group of girls over there cackling and gackling and stuff, like playing catch-up. I guess the kids were in school or something there, and I'm like, I can see them out of my corner of my eye. They're looking at me. I know they're looking at me. They're looking at me. I know they are. Are they looking at me? I look up, and they're not looking at me. So I've got that playing in my head. Don't pass out. Keep eating these wings and just keep going. And my mouth is just on fire. Blue cheese, beer, blue cheese, wing, dipping in the blue cheese, wing, and then eating it. So then I take a break. My wife goes, "You want a bite of my sandwich?" Yeah. I think I'll try a bite of your sandwich. Anything, right? Take a bite of the sandwich, give it back to her. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like looking at these next 5. What's wrong? Well, these 5 have been in the pool for a very, very long time. That means the pool water has been soaking and getting in all the little crevices in the hot wing, where the whole wing is basically just drenched in this Carolina Reaper sauce. I'm like, all right, I can do it. She's like, you can wipe the sauce off. No. What kind of man would I be if I wipe the sauce? Can you imagine me sitting there? "Can I help you, sir?" "No." "Is everything fine here, sir?" "Oh, yeah, everything's fine." What are you doing?" "I'm just wiping this hot sauce off because I'm a pussy." No, I can't do that. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, here we go. Had everything ready. I had a brand new stack of hand napkins on the right-hand side, my forehead napkins on the left-hand side. I've got a full beer in front of me, and I've got half of like a half ounce blue cheese in front of me, ready to go. Here we go. Wing number 6, wing number 7, wing number 8, 9, almost passed out on 9. Wing number 10, I'm done. Boom, done. Whoo! Wipe my hands, wipe my forehead with the other ones, and I'm like, oh my God. And so I said, "Babe, I'll be right back. I gotta go wash my hands because I'm done eating. I gotta go wash my hands." So I go in and wash my hands, come back. And so on the ride home, because of all that Caspian and stuff and the hot wings and stuff, the next day I woke up and I was like, I guess that affected my taste buds a little bit. It did. I think it did. And when we come back, I'll tell you what happened the next morning after eating these chicken wings. And it's not what you think. Believe me, it's not what you think. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting live from the Mr. Beast. Are we? I don't know what we're doing. Fix something here. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the Help Mr. Beast studios, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And the way you help Mr. Beast is go to our Prophet Radio website, prophet.com website, and you can see the little link there that says Mr. Beast. And what it is this gentleman has had created something to help people with Crohn's disease, and he wants to get his message to Mr. Beast, who's got 60 million followers and stuff like that, and the only way to get through them is obviously through Deacon Live. So make sure you click and share and tag Mr. Beast in there as well. So now we're back home. That night, we did our stuff. We got home probably about 1 o'clock, 1:30. Did our daily stuff for the day, and then at night we had meatballs. I made meatball subs, put them in the crock pot and the sauce and kind of guinea it up a little bit. And, we had real nice bakery rolls. I know I'm making everyone starving. I'm starving. So my wife and I had that. We had a couple drinks throughout the night. She likes the peanut butter whiskey. I think that pairs very well with a meatball sub. And I just have Miller Lite, which pairs well with everything. So the next morning she wakes up, or we wake up, and we start our daily chores and stuff. And then I have breakfast. And I'm like, I always make my wife breakfast in the morning. I'm like, what can I make you this morning for breakfast? Just a couple of scrambled eggs with a little cheese on top. All right, no problem. Scramble them up. Do the Gordon Ramsay thing where you heat the pan for a little bit and pick it up and heat the pan. And as you're scrambling, check it out. It's really cool. So once we're all done, I give her the eggs and stuff. Once I get breakfast all made and stuff, I sitting down next to her at the little island in the center of our kitchen, and I'm eating my breakfast, and she's like, I can't taste anything. And I'm like, what? She's like, I can't taste anything. I said, well, babe, I'm the one who shouldn't be able to taste anything because I had friggin' Carolina Reaper raping my friggin' taste buds on my tongue. I shouldn't be able to taste anything. What do you mean you can't taste anything? Well, I can't taste anything. All right, so is it like completely numb, completely no tasting? No, and I feel a little weak today. And I'm like, oh God. She's like, I think I have coronavirus. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. You know why? Because I said you don't. And what I said goes. No. Let's relax in the family room or the TV room and stuff, and we'll relax in there for a little bit and watch some TV. And this is, I forget what day, this is Saturday? No, Sunday. It's going into Sunday because we went out on Saturday. Sunday afternoon. So she's sitting there laying on the couch, and she's taking her, do we have a thermometer? Whatever. Yes, we have a thermometer. Would you like me to go get it? Yes. Laying on the couch. Oh, somebody please serve me. No, she's not that way. She's like, yeah, I'll go get it, babe. I'll be right back. Go get it. It's a digital thermometer. She sticks it under her tongue. Comes up, 97.5. All right. It's a good rock and roll station, sure. But your temperature is supposed to be 98.6. Oh, I'm fine. I said, when it gets towards 100, then we'll worry. She clicks it again. 98.3. Another good rock station? Sure. No, you're fine, babe. I don't know. It's creeping up. And it didn't get any higher than that. So she was worried about it. And I said, well, maybe you burnt your tongue, because I burnt my tongue, wasn't paying attention, the Miller Lights and all that stuff the day before. I burnt my tongue, so I've got my burnt tongue with Carolina Reaper influences on top of it. I had a hard time tasting my breakfast in the morning. I just chalked it up to I killed my taste buds with all that. They just quit on me. So I'm thinking, babe, are you sure you didn't burn your tongue? Because the meatball sub was hot. It was in the crock pot all day, and we basically just dished it out and threw it on the plate and threw it in the sub, and melty cheese and all the stuff that goes with it, and bacon. I put bacon on mine. Ew. Are you sure you didn't burn your tongue? I don't think I did. It doesn't feel like I did. All right, well, so we'll carry on and see what happens. I'm going to take the emergency, the tablet or the packet. So she takes that. Everything's fine. Next day, we go and roll into Monday, she's fine. She just had a little panic attack. I think in the process, it's been hot out. And she, for those of you who don't know, she rides horses. And I think she just got a little exerted with the heat. And we had a cold day and a really, really hot day because we had these storms come through. So the humidity and stuff, it might have wiped her out. I think I pushed her a little too hard. Get out there. So she's fine. Everything's good. It's just there's no COVID-19 worry here at the French, part farm, part ranch. We call it the French here at in Marshville. Now, one company you think should not pair up with another company is, okay, for anyone that has children out there, I never knew this as a kid growing up. Not that my parents didn't care or anything, but I don't remember getting like snacks and stuff as a child growing up. I didn't understand that, kids got Cheerios and kids got something like snack stuff. One company right now that's pairing up with a company that kids get fed all the time, like 2-3-year-olds. Hold on. Is, one of the snacks that you give is what's the little goldfish? Are they goldfish? I think that's what they're actually called, is goldfish, right? So you give your kid, he's in the back seat. Kid gets a little couple goldfish and stuff. But right now, they're making an adult version of, in my opinion. Oh, sorry. My thing blanked out here. In my opinion, an adult version of the Goldfish. Goldfish teams up with Frank's Red Hot for a limited edition spicy crackers. And how to win a free bag. Would you like to do that? Goldfish is spicing up its smiling fish-shaped crackers. The Pepperidge Farm brand teamed up with Frank's Red Hot for a limited time edition Goldfish Frank Hot crackers. Well, that's a mouthful in itself. The fish will swim into stores nationwide in May. Officials of the parent company, Campbell Snacks, are sharing the exclusive today with us. The number one requested flavor for Goldfish was a hot and spicy. Really? Are adults eating these little goldfish? If you do, by all means, let me know. And the way you do is go to ProfitRadio.com, click on the Be Heard section, leave us a message, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the air. Spicy foods and snacks have been a growing popularity in the recent years. In a survey conducted in 2020, a producer of spices and herb extracts, more than half consumers said that they chose spicy options for their meals. The goal of the new flavor is to broaden the audience of Goldfish to more of an adult consumer. Right, see? The crackers got their start geared up to adults as a bar snack. The pivot was made with the insight that people were giving it to enjoy with their little kids. So it has been the foundation that Goldfish brand, and you know, the Goldfish, a little white bag, and you can throw a little couple goldfish in their thing. They even have little kid snack carriers that are shaped like a goldfish. Mommy, no more fish in my big fish. And, all right, we'll throw some in. What if you accidentally throw like the Frank's Red Hot Goldfish in your kid's thing? It's going to be messed up. Or, hear me out here, or let's say the kid goes to the cabinet and sees the patented, can't read yet, sees the patented orange goldfish. The little kid goes, goldfish, mama, dada, lovey, I likey. And he gets the thing out of the cabinets. You know, you always hear about kids climbing up the counter to steal cookies. What if a kid does that? Throws a whole handful in his mouth of the hot ones. Are they going to have to put a warning label on that? I don't know. Let's see what happens. So anyways, Frank's hot sauce is teaming up with Goldfish, which is a weird combination. It's a weird combination just because of what Goldfish itself represents. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into the show and get to all the serious stuff, and we'll have some fun. Big show planned for you today, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Profit Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the Help Mr. B studio located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And the way you help Mr. Beast is to go to Profit Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on the Mr. Beast video. Make sure you copy, like, share, all that stuff that helps him get better with his Crohn's disease. Now, also, while you're there, make sure you go to the, get some free swag, go to the social contacts and all the stuff that links us to you and you to us. And for every podcast we do, we also have a matching video in real time that you can see everything. You can see everything going on here in the studios and the articles that I'm talking about in real time as we're discussing them here on the air. Now, here's something that's being discussed, which is kind of crazy. Today is Cinco de Mayo. So happy Cinco de Mayo. Is it happy Cinco de Mayo? Do we know why we're doing Cinco de Mayo? I know this has been beaten in the ground every year. Everyone's like going, yay, Cinco de Mayo. It's Corona beers, Tostitos, or tortilla chips, hot sauce, all the whole Mexico. Everyone runs around with sombrero. But in a way, it's getting to the point where now that we're learning more and more about what actual Cinco de Mayo is, it's being more offensive to the actual Mexican culture. Contrary to popular belief, Cinco de Mayo doesn't commemorate Mexico's Independence Day. It does not. May 5th marks the day that the Mexican Army's victory over France in the Battle of Puebla. During the Franco-Mexican War, or the French-Mexican War in 1862. Mexicans' Independence Day is actually celebrated on September 16th. Now, 10% of Americans only knew the true reason behind this holiday, yet it has turned into a day where a lot of people get cheap margaritas and wear sombreros. People thinking about drinking in bars have no idea about this celebration in the strength and the power and the resilience of the Mexican people to overcome invaders that were trying to take their land. French Emperor Napoleon III, I almost said dynamite, out of force I have it, wanted to claim the Mexican territory for himself and sent his troops to force Mexican President Benito Juarez and the government out of Veracruz. On May 5th, 1862, in Pueblo de Los Angeles, this is in Mexico, a small town just east of central Mexico, 6,000 French troops faced 2,000 Mexican soldiers at daybreak. By that evening, the Mexicans have claimed victory. Days later, Juarez declared May 5th as a national holiday, celebrating Cinco de Mayo. That's what they did. Because at the time, I guess, let me explain it this way. Celebrating Cinco de Mayo was not always like this. In fact, it was something that the Mexican Americans celebrated in the 1800s as an act of resistance. They began to celebrate the national holiday, or the holiday, because they also wanted to commemorate the acts of the resistance during the U.S.-Mexican War. Also holding their own after already incorporation, or they've incorporated themselves as Mexico. After the Mexican Americans who decided to stay after 1848, they all became U.S. citizens. So what happened was, the battle between Mexico and the United States, so we fought our boundaries, and they were claiming their independence from us. In the process, the French said, these guys are weak. Let's go over there and knock them out as well. Bullshit. These 2,000 Mexicans kicked ass. So now it's become a popular thing, celebrating Cinco de Mayo. It should be more celebrated on the Mexican end more than the United States. But advertising and decorations about the holiday is focused on party rather than the aspect of the culture and the historical significance. The biggest pet peeve that a lot of people have to the holiday is people call it Cinco de Drinko. Growing up, a lot of Mexicans, kind of shun away from that. A lot of Mexican people, this professor right here, says, at what point do we stop celebrating, we not recognize the resistance of a historical event and just create it like a party? Gradilia, a professor, says the cultural institutes enforces or represents more racism than anything. What's going to happen next? The Juneteenth day is going to be turned into a whole drinking day as well, like they have done with all the other days. Like Martin Luther King Day is a day to remember and reflect big historical events. So you're going to see a lot more pushback on Cinco de Mayo, especially in Arizona and Georgia, where a lot of the the Latin voters play a significant role in electing Joe Biden. So there you go. Cinco de Mayo might be going by the wayside. It's kind of like the slow turn as far as Christopher Columbus Day or Columbus Day. He raped and pillaged and did all this stuff, where they're now slowly turning it to Indigenous People Day and also Italian Appreciation. Is it Italian Appreciation Day? Also Italian Recognition Day at the same time. So Columbus Day in some states and some schools it's actually been taken off the calendar, and they're switching that out as well. So you'll see that in the near future. We're all getting, quote unquote woke, and we're changing the way we label our historical events, so it makes us feel a little bit better. Now, granted, I understand, blood and guts and loss of life is one thing, but let's not forget what actually happened and all the stuff that joins us together to celebrate those events, that joins us together to honor those events. Now, when we come back, it is getting into the summertime. It is getting hot out there, and believe it or not, there's an industry that's really, really suffering outside of the chicken manufacturing and stuff, and the hot wings, and all your restaurants and stuff can't find chicken because no one's there to process the chicken. Well, a lot of you are staying home a little bit more, a little bit longer, so there's a lot more maintenance that you do on your property. Not necessarily property, some of your luxurious items that you have on your property that's causing a shortage. And when we come back, I'll dive into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the Help Mr. Beast studios, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the Mr. Beast logo there, watch the video, and it'll show you how to help him as well. While you're over there, make sure you go to the social contacts and get some free swag while you're there. And don't forget, all the music that you hear on Deacon Live is exclusive only to Deacon Live. You'll never hear this music anywhere else, outside of Spotify, outside of their own little websites and stuff. So make sure you go over there on the main page, click on their little their logo. Click on their little logo there. Show them some support as well. All these bands that we have here on the show, they're great. They're just trying to make it in the world like most of us are, and they would appreciate your love and support as well. Now, love and support, something that's been going on for many, many years and almost extinct and has come back, is the bison. Now, bison, buffalo, it all depends on where you're from. In the United States, I believe that we call them bison. At one time, we called them buffalo. It's the same exact animal. Now, if you go to South America, I think they call them bison only, but I could be wrong on that, which wouldn't be the first time. Now, the bison or the buffalo, I'm just going to call them bison from now on, so you guys follow along. Now, the bison here in the United States was almost wiped out completely. As the exploration of the whole United States, we went from 13 colonies to all the different purchases and stuff. And what helped us and fed us along the way was the bison. We could use their skin for shelter, for clothing and stuff. We ate their meat that fed our wagon trails and stuff. But for the most part, the bison was almost completely wiped out. Now they've gone back to out of the endangered species. They're not even warning that they're going to die. Now, in the Grand Canyon, they're opening up bison hunting season. The first controlled bison hunting season inside the Grand Canyon National Park will take place this fall. The Arizona Game and Fish Commission and the National Park Services announced the dates for the application must be processed on April 27th, all the way up until opening day. According to the National Park Services, there are 300 to 500 free-ranging bison at the park's north rim. They are descendants from the 86 buffalo that were brought there 115 years ago by the rancher Charles, quote, Buffalo Jones. Over time, the herd has expanded and damaged water sources, trampled on vegetations, and harmed the archaeological sites in the Grand Canyon National Park. In 2017, the National Park Service conducted an environmental estimates with the goal of reducing the bison population by 200 animals by using one of two methods. One is lethal removal, which allows qualified individuals to go hunt the bison and kill them off, or live transfer of the animals to other parts of the United States. Well, where do you put them? They normally transfer them over to a tribal, Native American tribes in that area. The Intertribal Buffalo Council, which represents 69 tribes in 19 states, they partnership with them and to allow them to be on their land. In September 2020, the Park Service and the Arizona Game and Fish agreed on a plan to hold a controlled hunt on the North Rim to hunt the bison. So here's what happens. A pool of 25 applicants will be selected from a pool. From that pool, 12 people will be chosen by random in the lottery to participate in the hunt. The goal is to reduce the herd by 200 animals. The hunters must be able to haul the carcass without a motorized assistant. That means you got to pick that shit up and carry it. The hunt will take place over 5 weeks this fall, September 20th to 24th, blah, blah, blah. Future dates will be announced all the way to October 29th, right before Halloween. So there you go. So you must be a citizen of the United States, 18 or older, must be able to pay for a background investigation. Okay, so certified high level of physical fitness, have a firearm safety, and I'll post all these. Let me write that down so I can post it. I'll post it all up on the Deacon Live section of the Prophet Radio website, and you can see all this. If you want to go hunt some bison, I don't know, bison meat, when we were out there at the, the Yellowstone National Park, we stopped somewhere and had bison. They said, gotta have it, gotta try it if you're out there. So we had a bison burger and stuff. Tastes the same, but it's weird. It's like you can eat a chicken egg and be fine with eating a chicken egg, but someone goes, here, try a duck egg. And you're like going, I don't know. I don't know if I want to eat that. It's the same thing with cheese. Here's some, regular cheese made with a cow. Here's some goat cheese. I don't know. I don't know if I want to try that. It's weird how our mind thinks that way. Now, something that's going away or becoming in shortage of, on a hot day, for me, I'm a Florida boy, born and raised. You're allowed to have two friends. You want to have two friends. If you're trying to make friends in Florida, you want to have these two friends. You want to have a friend that has a boat. And you also want to have a friend that has a pool. Now, I know in the Florida area, the summer, winter's nothing really in Florida, so you can basically swim year round. But because now we're all home and a lot more. You got the kids at home, you got the neighbors at home, you got everyone at home. And if you have a pool, guess what? That pool is doing double duty. You know what else is doing double duty? You are trying to maintain that thing. So right now, a chlorine shortage could disrupt everyone's summertime fun. You ready to take a dip in the pool this summer? A nationwide chlorine shortage could spoil those plans. It's been a concern for us for many years, says the owner Cody Salicher, owner of the Texas Pool Professionals in Rockwell, Texas. Salicher, who's been in the business for 17 years, whose company services 200 clients weekly, says he's recently begun to stockpile chlorine tablets. The industry publications began reporting shortages of chlorine tablets last year, and the supply became limited after the BioLab, a chlorine manufacturer in Lake Charles, Louisiana, was severely damaged by fire in August of 2020 after Hurricane Laura swept through. The effects of the lockdowns during COVID-19 also contribute to the pool usage, not the poor, contributed more to the pool usage and upkeep. More pool companies were switching to alternative methods to sanitizing the pool water and predicted the price of chlorine would rise. Get ready, folks. I can call it Poolmageddon, which is hard to say. It's also a chlorine crisis. Lots of people are not going to be able to find chlorine tablets, and they need this this season coming up. Author Rudy Stakowitz told us he has worked in the industry for more than 30 years, and author of the book How to Get Rid of Swimming Pool Algae, must be a page turner, is the CEO of Aquatic Facility Trainings and Consultations in Gainesville, Florida. All right, I take that back. Gainesville, Florida, and the pool things up there, takes a lot of work to maintain those pools up there. Chlorine is most commonly used to treat pools and the water, effectively killing harmful germs and bacteria. Without proper amounts of chlorine, swimmer could be exposed to several illnesses, including diarrhea, hepatitis A, swimmer's ear, and athlete's foot. So there you go. Chlorine also helps prevent swimming pools from becoming a hotbed for mosquitoes and other associated disease. Aid in preventing unsafe conditions could contribute to drowning, such as cloudy water. You can't see the bottom. Oh, where's little Timmy? Timmy! So the Center of Disease Control and Prevention recommends a free chlorine concentration of at least 1 part per million per, I don't know these things here, 1 part per million in swimming pools and 3 part per million in hot tubs. Yeah, cesspool there. Both levels should be checked regularly when in use. Atlanta-based researcher firm PK Data reported there are 5.2 million residential in-ground pools in the United States and 255,000 commercial pools. The number of above-ground pools is unknown because you don't have to register them. Stankiewicz, the author, estimated that 60 to 70% of those pools use chlorine tablets, not like the salt water or the salt pools where actually the salt reacts with the ionized something and creates its own chlorine. So there you go. Get ready for a shortage. We're running out of everything. We're running out of everything because of this pandemic. We're running out of ketchup. We're running out of chicken wings. We're running out of chlorine. And I need those three, damn it. Not in that order, but I need those three to survive. Not the chlorine because we don't have a pool here in the Carolinas. All right, we'll come back. We'll get into how to make millions? Are you guys signed up for Dogecoin, or however you want to pronounce it? Well, do me a favor, follow me, and I'll get you a link, and we'll get some free stocks in the meantime. So stick around. I'll get into a little bit what's going on with the Dogecoin. If you're not familiar with it, I'll explain it a little bit here shortly. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social contacts, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and while you're there, get some free swag. And we are broadcasting from the Help Mr. Beast Studios. Click on the Mr. Beast logo and watch the video, and you can see your way to help him fighting Crohn's disease as well. Now, this summertime, outside of jumping in and out of the pool, make sure you have enough chlorine out there. You also want to make sure that your lawn, it's springtime. Everyone wants their lawn to be nice and pretty. And one of the things they do up here in North Carolina, which is weird, this is all not native, this is all foreign to me, is they put pine needles everywhere. Pine needles galore. Man, I hate pine needles. I want mulch. I want eucalyptus. I want the cypress. I want all that stuff. Now, a Virginia fire marshal warns about spontaneous combustible mulch after you put it in your bed since a $1.3 million house caught on fire. I know you're like going, what happened to the $200,000 house that caught on fire? That's another story. Virginia fire marshal is warning homeowners about the dangers of mulch. It can spontaneously combust and cause extensive damage after a recent fire ignited. Hold on. Set this thing for every fucking 2 hours. Snooze. 2 hours. Thank you. After a recent fire ignited by a common garden and landscape product in Loudoun County in Virginia, the fire marshal said the fire Tuesday caused more than $1.3 million of damages in Aldie, ALDIE, was started by mulch whoever wrote this is corrective grammar, that ignited on its own. Spontaneous combustion happens when decomposing organic materials such as mulch generates enough heat to ignite itself without an outside source. Because of this, large amounts of compacted areas of mulch can create a significant amount of heat and spontaneous combust. And I'll talk to you later. I know it's going to be someone from Florida. Wait a minute, you're wrong. I'll talk to him here in a minute. Remember, in all cases, mulch fires do more likely to start when the weather is hot and it's been dry for an extended period of time. Right here, you can see this fire, and the way you can see this is go to prophetradio.com, click on the Deacon Live section. For every podcast we do, we have a live video in the same sense, forming in tandem, so you can see all these the articles and stuff right here. So let me switch screens here so you can see this. Here we go. You ready? Check this out. So this right here, this is Tuesday's fire in Aldi. Does $1.3 million. Displaces 4 and prompts warnings from the fire marshal to use caution and follow important safety precautions when using landscaping. So the fire spontaneously combusts. Now, here on the ranch, we've got a compost pile. We have horses and chickens and all the stuff that they poop. They poop. And I know when I moved that compost pile, it's hot. I can see steam because I have to turn it, because we use it on certain parts of the property, keep the hay growing in the yard. So, or the grass growing in the pastures. And it's hot. I mean, it's steamy hot. Like, everyone makes one, oh, you took a hot, steamy mess. Well, yeah, it's hot and steamy. Now, I don't think the compost pile is going to catch on fire, but I guess certain types of mulch, if you lay it down, if it's out there too long, this is the first time I've ever heard of mulch catching on fire. So there might be a little bit more to the story, but that's what they're saying, that the compost is, or the mulch is catching on fire. So it might be a rare incident. It might be like close to some kind of source, like an AC. Like an AC outside handler gets a little warm. There might be an electrical wire or conduit that gets a little warm. Might have sparked it up. Now, something that's sparking up right now is Dogecoin or Dogecoin, or depending on what side of the country you live on. The investors are freaking out as of today about the prominent member of the community who shares what he believes to be the massive Doge clue from the Doge father himself, Elon Musk. Now, what I'm saying there is Dogecoin has come out as a myth. It was a myth, like a joke. It was a meme, if you're familiar with that term. And it has actually taken off. Now it's a what they call a cryptocurrency. It really has no value other than the persons and people that value the money that they put into it. For example, this piece of paper, I say, is worth $1. And then everyone else says basically what our U.S. money is based on. It's not backed by gold or silver anymore. It's based on trust. We were taken off the Federal Reserve, the gold foundation, which backs our money back in the Depression era. If you're familiar with dollar bills that say silver certificate and stuff, our money was based on gold and silver. Now it's not. It's just based on, if I say this is $1 and I give you $1, you and I both agree that this is worth $1. Same thing with this piece of paper. This piece of paper right here, I could tell you it's worth 50 cents, and you're like going, well, I'll give you 51 cents for it. No, I won't give it to you. I'll give you 52 cents for it. All right, I'll give it to you. And then you've got the 52-cent piece of paper, and you go on down the line, and people want to buy it from you, and so on and so forth. So the man behind the final stand of YouTube, Matt Wallace, is the one offering up this clue about Dogecoin, and the channels and platforms he has over 165,000 subscribers. Now, in recent videos, Wallace goes over and believes that the Dogecoin clue is hidden by Elon Musk in his own personal Spotify playlist. Now, this guy dives really deep. He's basically saying that Dogecoin, Elon Musk, is leaving all these clues in his Spotify playlist that he releases out to people, saying that, and for those of you who don't know, Elon Musk is the one kind of pushing this thing. He claims that Tesla may be working on a plan to upgrade the Dogecoin network by making it use of a lot of satellites and all this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff in there. I think what's happening is, I think he's trying to create his own money, and this Dogecoin is his own currency. And he's basically saying, here's a piece of paper that I own, and I say it's worth 52 cents, and who wants to buy it? Well, why would I buy it? It's no different than an NFT. If you're not familiar with NFT, that's a whole nother show and a broadcast in itself. And it's basically saying it's only worth what it's valued to you, or valued to me and valued to you. To the average person not keeping up with Dogecoin, this likely sounds like a crazy idea. However, he's got a lot of evidence to back this up. So some of the examples that Elon Musk has been releasing has been spelling out like Doge number 1. He also spelled out like BTC, which is the Bitcoin, all these cryptocurrency. So is Elon Musk dropping massive Doge clues? Doge, I always sound French. That investors of cryptocurrency need to be aware of? Is this the next big thing for digital assets and starting out as a meme? Well, the jury's still out on this one. So Doge was up 45% as of this morning in 24 hours, jumped also. So Doge was up 45% this morning over a 24-hour period. It is also up, you ready for this? These numbers are crazy, 11,000% since the start of the year, which was back in January. Crypto investors are looking for something else to pour over instead of Dogecoin conspiracy with Elon Musk. Their theories are in luck. So there's also Ethereum, Riot blockchain, and also SafeMoon. Investors can also get the speed up on the latest news and topics with the links below. All right, so there's a whole bunch of links below. So Dogecoin basically only has the only value based on whoever values that thing as a valued object. So I've got it, and I bought it I started at when it was like 5 cents. As a joke, I threw $100 at it and see what happened. And then that $100 turned into, well, it went to 55 cents. I'll let you do the math on that. And then it jumped up to 60-something dollars and whatever. So I've got a link out there. I'll let you guys click on that if you want to join us on this whole Doge coin excursion, and you can get some free stocks as well through the Robinhood app. All right, let's see, what are we doing? Flip my paper back over. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into the world of weird humans do stupid things. We'll dive into humans that do crazy things here in the last week. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contact section. You could get some free swag while you're there. Just fill out a little form. And we are brought to you by we're broadcasting from the Help Mr. Beast studio. While you're there, click on the Mr. Beast, watch the video, click like, share that video as well. Now, we were talking about weird humans, or people just doing humans now that we're in a pandemic and we're slowly being able to let out, slowly be able to creep into the fields, which is our world. A competition held in Madrid, Spain is called the sleeping competition. Yes, this is a thing. It's a complete... It's a competition held in Madrid, Spain, where the contestants are all required to fall into a deep sleep as quickly as possible in order to win. The competition is known as the National Siesta Championship, and the winner gets a cash prize of £1,000 or euros. So I think that transfers to, I forget, in US dollars. The catch is, oh, that's easy. I can fall asleep anywhere. Sure, no problem. But the catch is, it's held in a busy shopping center. So I know that I take sleeping aids at night. It's a little purple pill. It's a generic one. I take a couple of those at night. My wife does the gummy bear. She does the gummy melatonin. We've switched on and off with her. Her brain just can't turn off. For whatever reason, I know she's got a very stressful job. We try to watch, calming stuff at night. We try to, I rub her back when she's trying to, just try to get it. But all the time, she wakes up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure, like everyone else in the world that has a problem sleeping, can understand her pain. And I'm like going, babe, you need to do something. You need to go get Ambien. Well, Ambien makes you walk around and eat and do crazy stuff. I know it does, but at least you can get a good night's sleep. You wake up in the morning, oh, why am I dressed like a, Victorian something? I don't know, babe. You were walking around dressing yourself, walking around saying that you wanted to talk and do a bunch of stuff. I know Ambien makes you do crazy things. Now, something else that makes you do crazy things is this planet right now, with all the COVID and everyone being trapped and stuff in their homes. And like I said, we're slowly being released. We're slowly being able to get out. This woman was found alive after being missing for 5 months. She just went up missing. Boom. A woman was found alive in Diamond Fork Canyon, out there where the bison are, Monday after she was reported missing for 5 months. On November 25th, like right around Thanksgiving, 2020, U.S. Forest Service officials found the car in a parking lot of a campground in Diamond Fork area near Spanish Fork Canyon. Along with the car, officials found camping equipment and information leading them to identify the person was camping there. A search in the area performed by the Utah County Sheriff's Office. Detectives searched and couldn't rescue him and found no one. Found absolutely no one. Here's more in the story right here. Now, you can watch this video if you go to prophetradio.com, click on Deacon Live. For every podcast we do, we also have a matching. Am I recording? Please tell me I'm recording. I'm recording. I clicked on the wrong screen. I'm freaking out. Here we go. Here's more in the story from ABC News 4.
For 5 months was found alive in Diamond Fork Canyon. Last November, crews found her car. They found her camping equipment, but they say it appeared to be abandoned. Then yesterday, they found a tent, and she was inside. The Utah County Sheriff's Office say she willingly chose to stay there the entire time. She ate things like moss and grass to survive. They took her to a local hospital for a mental health evaluation.
So there you go. She was actually camping out, getting away from everything. I guess she was suffering from some kind of mental disorder, and she was out there camping, and she ate massive mosses of grass out there camping and stuff. I know it's not a laughing matter, but that's what happened. Now, something that is a laughing matter, some people that are wanting to get out and explore the world a little bit more, is, when people get a certain age, the older they get, let's say you don't have any kids, you don't have any family members or anything like that, you get kind of put in a nursing home. I mean, that's what either the state puts you in there, or kids don't care about you, get put in there, or whatever the case may be. Some things you'll never forget, though, when you get put in a nursing home, there's a lot of stuff that your memories fade in and out, and you get confused sometimes. So there are branches of a nursing home or elderly protective facilities that put you in what they call the quote-unquote memory loss section. Some things you never forget, even if you're losing your memory, is just like this elderly couple from Tennessee who broke out of an assisted living facility. And how did they do it? Well, let me explain this a little bit. It's kind of cool. So a husband and wife, each who have reportedly suffered from either dementia or Alzheimer, were successfully able to escape the secure memory unit, which is the memory unit, where you get put, in March, out into the city of Lebanon, which is in Tennessee. All just because the husband somehow was able to remember and conjure up his military experience. Now, he didn't slice or dice or beat the guards down or anything like that. According to the Tennessean, the guy would listen to the staffers as they punched in their security codes at the front door. And he managed to figure out exactly the combination using his trained Morse Code ear. He took Morse Code when he was in the military, or had to do the Morse Code in the military. It appears he hatched up a plan together with him and his wife to walk out the front door on Tuesday, having gone undetected and unaccounted for about 30 minutes or so. The paper says somebody found them walking down the street about a few blocks away. Now, if they were dressed in normal clothes, no one would have thought anything of them. But if they were dressed in like hospital stuff, hey, come back here. You're crazy. Get over here. They were eventually returned to facility in one piece. Still, what a hell of a scheme that was. Now, the facility, known as MCROP, didn't walk away from this without getting punishments. The Tennessean, the newspaper, reported that it got dinged by the state with a fine, but it was just a couple $1,000. So, I mean, what are the chances? The guy. He did Morse Code. Now, if you don't know what Morse Code is, we talked about that. Save our ship, the 3 dots and 3 dashes and 3 dots. This gentleman was keen on the Morse Code, and he was listening to the thing, like your phone, the tones on the phone. I don't know if a passcode would do that, but he'd listened to it and learned the combination and figured out that, hey, I think I got... Honey! Yes? I think I got the code to get out of here. Who are you? What? I got the code to get out of here. Put on your best bloomers, and we're out the door here this Tuesday. We're going to break out. We're going to break out. We're going to go down the road, and I don't know what the hell we're going to do after that. Okay, honey. I love you so much. I love you too. Smooches. And then that's what they did. They broke out. All right, come back. You ever seen a koala bear in like posters and pictures and stuff? They're so nice. They look so gentle. You just want to cuddle them up and pet them and stuff. Well, when we come back, this koala bear didn't want to be touched at all. He's like, hey, mind your own business. I'm out here chilling. There's no need to put me in a tree. We'll dive into that, and then we'll let you get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social contacts, and the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com. We are broadcasting from the Help Mr. Beast studios just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshall. Now, some of you people out there, you know who I'm talking about. You can't deal with what's going on in the world, and sometimes, us being trapped in our homes, you get a little bit anxious, you get a little bit of, especially if you're renting and you got 3 or 4 other people that you're renting a house with. Now, this woman right here just wanted to get free, wanted to get out of here, said, I'm tired of this. I don't like what's going on. So this woman right here, Gail Metwally, 47, faces multiple arson-related charges, including first and second-degree attempted murder, first-degree arson, first-degree assault, malicious burning, and malicious destruction of property, and reckless endangerment in this case. Now, for those of you who don't know, this woman in Maryland, Cecil County, Deputy State Fire Marshals charged her with multiple arson-related charges. Witness reported observing the woman, later identified as Gail Metwally, 47, setting multiple fires at the home and was sitting in a lawn chair, in the front yard, where she watched the fire engulf the home. After a few minutes, Metwally walked away from the scene while the home was on fire. Witnesses heard the occupants in the building coming from a basement window, yelling for help. Bystanders safely assisted her out of the window. While responding to the scene, Cecil County Sheriff's officers observed Metwally in the area, and she was detained and transported to the Maryland State Police Department in Northeast Barrack. So what happened was this woman just, I don't know, had enough. There's more details here. It's a weird story. And the way you see this is go to prophetradio.com and click on Deacon Live. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. So here we go.
A Cecil County woman is behind bars, facing charges of arson after allegedly setting a house on fire in Elkton on Thursday.
WMAR 2 News' Jeff Hager has more on how a victim barely made it out alive.
Investigators say the woman set this house on fire and then stuck around to watch it burn. This image shows flames consuming the house on Cherry Lane in Elkton as 52-year-old Blenda Holbrook found herself trapped in the basement before a pair of men pulled her from a window. Holbrook's sister, Pat Bernal, says someone had tossed a trash can on the stairway, blocking her path to get out.
Jesus. And that house was like bawling, like balls of flame coming out of the house, like you see in the movies.
She almost burned to death in that house. And I'm just really thankful she's okay. And, you know, when she was talking to me, she said, Pat, it burned my hair. It singed my hair. And, you know, he lost everything.
Investigators with the State Fire Marshal's office quickly focused in on another resident from the home, 47-year-old Gail Metwally, as a possible suspect.
The 911 caller stated that she actually went inside the house, set multiple items and multiple fires inside the house. She then exited the house and proceeded to sit on a lawn chair where she actually watched the fires spread throughout the house.
Bernal says Metwally had recently returned to the home after being confined elsewhere for mental issues, and repeated pleas to authorities in recent months to address her ongoing behavioral issues had gone ignored.
During this COVID, you know, they were renting a room from him, from what I understand, and, you know, he couldn't put her out because of COVID, but what does it take? I'm just really thankful to the two guys who helped her out of that basement, because I don't believe she'd be here today if they hadn't helped her.
She snapped. She already had mental issues. She was renting a house. This is a beautiful house. It's a like 2-story, probably 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath type thing. Beautiful house in Maryland. And she snapped. And she set fire to the place and had someone down in the basement. I don't know what happened there. You burnt my hot dogs. You know, something as stupid as that. And, well, I'm going to burn your face. I'm going to burn the whole house down. Jesus. Holy mackerel. So I'll post that. I'm going to write that down so I remember. I'm going to post that. And you can see that on the shared on section of the Deacon Live podcast. Now, you guys know what a koala bear is, right? All cute and fluffy. You have to be careful because I think they transfer syphilis. Is it syphilis? Some kind of venereal disease, which is rare. But they do. They transfer. There's a weird... Hold on. Yeah, here we go. I'm getting the video ready. Now, in Florida... or in the southern states where we have a lot of turtles, we have a lot of reptiles and stuff, you'll see a turtle crossing a road, and then you'll you know, what do they always say? If you help a turtle across the road, first thing you want to do is to make sure to take it to the side that it was going to. All right, that's the first rule with helping a turtle across the street. Second of all, wash your hands. Third of all, Someone always says, if you help a turtle across a road, that's one more golden ticket that you get into heaven. If you believe that or not, but I mean, for the most part, it's true. The turtle, it's trying to cross this major highway or major road or something like that. Now in Australia, they've got a different set of things that are crossing a road. And one of them is this cute little koala bear. This cute little koala bear is trying to cross the road, and for the most part, it's been out in the middle of the road, and motor vehicles are trying to dodge it and go around it and stuff. It could cause an accident. So this one brave citizen, mate, jumped out of his car and is trying to help this koala get across the street to these luxurious eucalyptus trees that are right across the street. And this is the video captured by his daughter. An Australian man who was trying to rescue the animal on the side of the road in southern Queensland. The footage was uploaded by Loz Wright, LOZZWRIGHT, shows her dad sporting heavy-duty gloves, picks up the marsupial and tries to bring it to a nearby tree. The marsupial tries to break free. Several witnesses and drivers swerved to avoid the koala before pulling it over, and Wright carried it to safety. She also said that her father also rescues multiple koalas before, so this is nothing new for him. So including the one that's been hit by a car, he's rescued that one as well. So I guess her dad has these gloves in his car to handle, because they've got claws. I mean, claws like tiger claws, like bear. Well, I guess it's a koala bear there, dummy. They got claws like bear claws, but they're a smaller scale. Now, listen to what actually happens when this koala gets picked up, and he's trying to help. He's trying to help little marsupial there get across the street. I'm going to blow this up, and you can watch this video. Go to DeaconLive, go to ProphetRadio.com, and click on the Deacon Live section, and you can see this video. Here we go. Full scale. Everyone's ready? Go. He's just sitting there. He's a koala bear. Like a small dog, like a 40-pound dog, just sitting there. Nope. That's him. He's got long arms, too. You hear him? It's like a human, like holding a child that's got like longer than regular arms. Now he's kind of relaxed a little bit. He's walking him over to a tree. Get a picture. Get a fat out.
You're an angry little fella. You're an angry little fella. You are angry.
He's mean mugging him.
It's okay.
He puts him at the base of the tree. Right up the tree. There he goes. Holy shit, that guy was pissed off. I wouldn't come that close to a marsupial or a koala bear if that happened. His arms are longer than it's the reach. I mean, he's got a big long reach. He could have swung around and ripped his eyeballs off. You've seen people like do that with monkeys. Pick them up and all of a sudden the monkey rips the person's face off. We've seen news stories about that. All right, guys, on that note, speaking of ripping faces off, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us, downloading us. Make sure you go to the Prophet Radio website, show all our musical artists that we showcase here on Deacon Live a bunch of love. Go to ProphetRadio.com, and while you're there, click on free swag. Get some free swag, we'll send it out to you. And make sure you click on Be Heard and leave us a message. It'll come right to us, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. On behalf of you guys listening to us, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. On behalf of you guys listening to us, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight, and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Lot of clicking, lot of going on. That wasn't too bad. For every hour podcast we do, for those of you who don't know, for every hour podcast we do, it takes us You see the start time? It's the end time. Those are my notes. And then the next section is this right here. Because I have to add all the commercials and stuff back. Because I don't do it on the live podcast. Cause it's just a pain in the ass. It just takes too long and I get sidetracked. I like to keep the flowing going as much as I can. Flowing and going. All right, guys. Thanks. Take care. Bye. See you later. Boop.